Hey there everybody, welcome back to Groundhog's Garage. My name is Jim. I've got a problem with my vehicle and I think it's somewhat common, and I think I might have a cheap solution for you, so I thought I'd bring you along and we'll see if that's the case. Can you hear my windshield wipers running? And they're off. So I think other than replacing the board for the motor, which seems to be the common repair, I might have another solution, and it might be free. Well, almost free. So let's take a look at it and see if that's the case. If you didn't know, the window washer motor is right around in this area, and the circuit board that runs it is right above it. So we need to take off this cowl and the two windshield wipers, and let's get after that. And they have little spikes on both sides, so you kind of got to work it back and forth. Do a little underneath, do a little on top, do a little more underneath, do a little bit more on top, do a little bit more underneath. If you were trying to keep these on, they wouldn't be able to stay on. There we go. So this is the failure item that you can buy. I'll have to look up the price, but it seems to be the common issue. So let's take it off of there and take a look at something. So it's not really a waste of time to go through all this, because you would have to anyway to replace this. So here's what I was hoping to find. You got these three big tabs that go into the motor itself, and then you've got all these pins that go into the circuit board, which have pretty big terminals on them. And I would bet there is a thing called a cold solder joint, where the solder kind of contracts and cracks and splits, and particularly in a spot like that where there's a lot of high heat and hot and cold and hot and cold. I've seen it before, and usually you can solder them together and you're good to go. The way this, here, hold on a second. So the way this went, this goes like that, and this pin here comes through the circuit board, and this goes over that pin and holds it in place. There's a little magnet or something right there that goes over this IC to let the circuit board know where the rotor is. Nobody's got the part in stock, so I'm going to clean up these pins here. I'm going to clean these pins up here and clean up the sockets on here, and then I'm going to take a solder gun and just real quick just kind of go through all these pins and just hit them again and put some fresh solder on them. Stick it back in, see if it works. I got nothing to lose. So my little wiper motor experiment didn't work, so guess what we're doing today? We are replacing the wiper motor on this 2004 truck. And lucky for me, and I'm being facetious, the motor for this wiper is extremely specific and exclusive to this one model year for whatever reason. So I got one. I tried just to get the circuit board, couldn't get it. It's not available anywhere, and so I ended up just getting a 2004 wiper motor off of some other wrecked car, and here we are, we're going to put it on. So I've already started on getting this cowl panel off, and just thought I'd bring you along. I've never done this before, so I'm kind of going in blind, but it looks like if I take this plate off and then take this arm off, I can get this whole assembly out, and then I can replace this. together here. You gotta press up. Pull that out. The whole thing comes out like that. So now all I got to do is take these two bolts out. Get in front of the points. There we go. Take these two bolts out, and then the nut right there. That comes off. I can put the other one on. I'll be back. So something I noticed here. There's no home detente mark, key, anything for this. So I'm not sure how it finds its home position. So I'm just noting how that arm is compared to this flat spot here, and I will set the new one on there the same way, and then make sure I leave the wiper blades off until I turn this on. Alright, let's turn her on, see if it stops. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm going to say that you could see what was happening, but if you can't, it is working like it should. And when I get the cowl on and the wipers, I will show you again. Wipers acting like they should. Take one. You notice they didn't kick on the minute you turned the car on. That's what they would do before. And then that's what they can move them up a little bit. Yep, definitely. Okay, I'm going to try and fine tune these a little bit. They shouldn't go down the minute I turn them on, and I think we can fix that. So it looks like, based on the linkage, for that arm to go down first, that motor is going to turn that arm clockwise. So what I need to do is, I think I can get a wrench under there to take that arm off and move that this piece right here, move it a little bit more clockwise. That way, once it starts turning, actually I'll get it past center here, so these are lined up with each other, and I think we should be good. If I can get that nut off and then back on, I think I can. Make sure I do it the right way. I'm going to just take it out. It wasn't that hard. There's probably an instruction manual somewhere that tells you exactly how to do this, but I don't have that. I didn't do any research. Next time. So you see how those are offset? I'm going to loosen that nut, straighten that out, and tighten it back up. Okay, it moved a little bit while I was loosening the bolt, so let's plug this in and see where we're at. It's probably going to hop all over the place just so I don't break my windshield. Okay, so I got it straightened out, but I want to show you something because I edited some out and I've been goofing with this to get it straight. The motor has a homing sensor in this control. The motor has a homing sensor in here, and so it's going to go back to the home position every time. What I had to do is, what you want to do is put a little mark there, because what happens when you loosen or tighten the bolt, this motor actually turns a little bit and then you lose your home position. You plug it in and then your wipers are all over the place. So what I had to do, I put a little mark on here so I didn't lose my spot, straightened up the arms, and hopefully it should be perfect this time. See how that's all straight? So hopefully I can turn this on and it ends up in that position again. Alright, here we go. Oh, perfect. Did you catch that? So you can still see it's still straight. Let's turn it on. Perfect. So that's the hot ticket. Put a little mark on that post of the motor so you can get that straight if it moves on you when you're tightening the nut on there, and you should be good to go. Alright, let's put this back together. Perfect. Okay, so that was a little bit of a hassle taking that apart again, I think for 3 times, maybe 4. Put that mark on the motor post because that will save you a lot of work once you get it homed. And make sure you, once you do that, you get the orientation right and you make sure not to twist that nut while you're taking it out, because that motor will turn. So anyway, this project's done. And you also notice you didn't hear the window washer motor running either. That's all part of, it's all in that circuit board, I guess. So it's not your turn signal stalk or anything like that. I had to, it took a while for me to find a specific one I needed, and I paid like 50 bucks for it off of eBay. Maybe 60 with shipping, but obviously that's the problem. So I tried something, it didn't work, so just put a new one in there, or a new used one. So anyway, hey, thanks for joining me. If you like the video, subscribe down below, smash that like button, turn on your notifications, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.